What's up, everybody? This is Aarav from Prolo, and today I'm going to be doing a roleplay on the Automotive Services Marketing category before states, so you guys can get a better idea of what's a good roleplay going to the competition and how to best perfect your study method to do as good as possible. So I'm going to be using Prolo AI. Essentially, this is a suite of DECA tools completely backed by AI. We have roleplay generation, flashcards, roleplay scoring, and many more. So today I'll be using the roleplay generation and scoring features to generate my roleplay, score it, and receive some feedback on my state level roleplay. So to generate this roleplay, I'm going to go to Prolo AI and I'll be on my dashboard section. Once I'm here, I'm going to go to this tab and I'm going to select my cluster, which is marketing. I'm going to choose, let's go marketing and planning. And then the event is Automotive Services Marketing. Now, if I want to add any specific scenarios, I can just click here and add them, but I'll just generate this roleplay. So give it a couple of seconds. It takes a while to load, but what's great is that it's exactly formatted like a DECA roleplay. Okay, and here we have it. Here is your roleplay. Like I said, specifically trained to give an output to a normal DECA roleplay. So here you can see, assume the role for marketing director for motor enthuse, a company specializing in blah blah blah. You'll talk to your CEO, and then it has a lot of information just like you would get in a normal DECA situation. On the left, you have your performance indicators, which you can hide or whatever you may need, and then you have your questions up here where you can hide them as well, and then transition between them. Okay, so now take a couple of seconds to read through these, and then we'll get started in 3, 2, 1. Morning, John. I'm Aarav, and I'm the marketing director here at Motor Enthuse. Thank you so much for taking this time to meet with me today, and I'm super excited to present a strategic plan for a new line of eco-friendly engine components. It's a product that leverages our strengths in high-performance parts while tapping into a growing demand for sustainable automotive solutions. I know our market is shifting as consumers increasingly value products that balance power with environmental responsibility. So to capitalize, I've developed a 5-step agenda that not only differentiates our product from our competitors, but also expands our appeal to a broader range of customers. So today, I'll analyze competitors' offerings, identify marketing segments, determine the means of promotion, identify customer touchpoints, and then craft a cohesive promotional design. The first thing I want to do is analyze the competitors' offerings. So to be frank, analyzing competitors' offerings means to review the features, pricings, and marketing tactics of similar eco-friendly engine components in our market. So we'll compare key competitors on parameters such as emission reductions, horsepower enhancement, warranty, and overall value proposition. It will help us identify gaps and opportunities for our products. So for instance, if a competitor focuses solely on emission reduction without showcasing performance improvements, we can clearly position our product as delivering both reduced emissions and then superior horsepower. I think the best way to show this is with this graph that I created. On the x-axis here, we have our key attributes such as emission reductions, horsepower, warranty, and then customer satisfaction. And then on the y-axis, we have performance ratings. So as you can see, this is us without our engines and comparison. And then here it is with, right? So if we do it with our our products like bar would be noticeably higher by 2 to 3% and match and exceed our customers' emission reduction. The second thing that I want to do is identify market segments. So identifying marketing segments involves just diving much deeper into the market of groups that like have a shared market share and shared characteristics like performance needs, environmental consciousness, and then cost sensitivity. So just to break it down further, I want to focus on 3 different segments. The first one being performance enthusiasts, the second one being eco-conscious drivers, and then the third one being daily commuters. I think all 3 of them are very different from each other. So performance enthusiasts demand high horsepower with cutting edge technology, making sure that they can get the best experience and have the most fun out of driving. And then eco-conscious drivers really focus on sustainability and green technologies, similar to users of Tesla. And then daily commuters are just people who look for reliable cars like Toyota, and then fuel efficiency as well, like Honda. And it's super important that we appeal to each and every single one of them. I think what Motor Enthuse traditionally does is resonates with our performance enthusiasts market, but by introducing an eco-friendly component, we can also appeal to eco-conscious drivers, and then the overlapping segment is what I like to call the performance green consumers, and it represents a significant growth opportunity in our products. So here I create a Venn diagram that shows the disparities and differences but as well as the market that we can take advantage of. So here we have performance-friendly consumers, and then here we have eco-friendly consumers. Each of them have their likings. For example, like I said, performance users love extra horsepower, and eco consumers really like their green and sustainable like driving. But if we take advantage of both our performance green consumers, we will have a 25 to 30% increase of our potential market. And this is where our targeting messaging will have the highest possible impact. Now, the third thing that I want to do is identify the means of promotion as a marketing function. So the means of promotion is just how are we going to push out and market this change to be performance green. It's especially important because obviously with the increase of green cars like Tesla and more reliable solutions or reliable cars like Toyota and Honda, it's super important that we market ourselves to be a staple in the automotive industry. So we'll use a mix of digital ads and traditional organic marketing, such as targeted social media ads on Instagram and Facebook, as well as influencer partnerships with athletes and celebrities in the industry. I've already brainstormed a few, like Adam Sandler and Dom Toretto, both who have a very notable position in the automotive industry. Dom Toretto with Fast and Furious, and then Adam Sandler featuring in several automotive movies as well. We'll also take advantage of online automotive forums and then in-person event sponsorships as well as local auto shows. I think the best way to illustrate this is with a pie chart based on consumer trust. So, it's important to note that it's important to note how effective this can be for consumer trust, and then eventually gaining more reputation and a better marketing position. So, for example, influencer marketing might account for 40% of consumer trust, which is great and means we need to focus on that more. And then event and sponsorships could contribute to 30% of consumer trust, while digital ads only contribute to another 20%. I think that these like trends with consumer trust reflect current marketing studies, and then by aligning our promotion strategies to them, we'll have a much higher effective marketing campaign as well. The next thing that I want to do is identify consumer touch points. Basically, a consumer touch point is how our customers interact with our products. It's just how potential buyers, one, found out about us, and then two, they buy from us as well. So it can be online, in person, or through like customer service as well. But more importantly, ensuring a consistent experience at every single touch point, whether that's our website, social media, events, and then customer support as well, is super important for building one, trust, and then two, loyalty. So, for example, if a customer encounters us through an engaging social media ad and then visits our website, the message, the design, and overall experience must be seamless. So this consistency just reinforces our brand promise of high performance and then lower emissions as well. It's super important that on things like our website or events, we don't have a low churn rate. Churn rate is basically the amount of customers who go to those touch points and then leave. So we have to make sure that we're taking advantage of it by having pop-up like sales on our website and just making sure everything is good and appeals to our customer. The best way to do this is by making buyer personas, which I can talk through with our marketing team, and then making sure everything appeals to them. For example, whether that's a small pop-up in the corner or colors, text, and other font sizes as well. Any questions on those? Okay, that's great. The next thing that I want to talk about, the next and last thing I want to talk about is how promotional design can be used by our business. So promotional design is just refers to the creative elements that are used by any business to communicate our brand's message. So these includes graphics, color schemes, taglines, and other visual aesthetics that keep the user hooked on and continuing to want to purchase more. It's kind of like pop-ups that guide them in the right direction. So I will make sure to run this by our marketing team to develop a cohesive design that just is integrated with a high performance look. So we can have sleek metallic tones and dynamic lines, and then with eco-friendly elements such as green colors, blue colors, and then natural imagery all over the website and at our like product promotions and auto shows as well. So our tagline, I think it would be great to have power your world or power your drive, protect your world. That just encapsulates both our performance and then sustainability of our new product. I think this consistent design will really appear across all of our marketing channels, whether that's through product packaging, digital ads, or even event displays. Like I said, it's really important that we stay consistent and make sure that there's no disparities between our marketing channels. So I think the best way to show these design prototypes in the next couple of weeks, I'll email you with quick A to B test summary slide where I'll use one design, which is a dark, like tech forward layout, and then the other, which is like a blue, like a nature infused palette, and we can test that on our website, for let's say 1 week time, and then the next for another week time to see how customers and consumers respond by using Google Analytics to track churn rate and then customer retention as well, how they are clicking through and which pages on our wireframe they go to. I think this concrete and very, very is very like used across all platforms will really help us make sure that we have a consistent design and a comprehensive solution to marketing our new performance green shift. So in summary, I think it's super important to analyze our competitors, identify key market segments, and then strategically select our promotional channels to make sure that we can appeal this shift as best as possible. Thank you so much. That's all I have planned for today. Do you have any questions, comments, and concerns for me? Okay, so now to score it, you want to upload the video to Google Drive and then make sure it's shareable with anyone who has the link. And then after that, you're going to go to Prolo and enter the link into this record tab. But for me, I already did it. So here's my score, a 92 out of 100 with all of this feedback, 2 points off on these two performance indicators, and then some feedback as well. I can start a new role play, or I can export a PDF, and that PDF will just have all of this information. Very easily accessible. So here we go. So now I want to do an analysis myself on where I think I did well, where I think I did badly, and then just some of my general thoughts. So starting off with the good, I think I did really well with my formatting. My introduction was super compelling, and I introduced myself super confidently, as well as kind of made a small discussion with the judge by saying his name and then walking him through what I understood about the roleplay scenario and then getting into my performance indicators. I think it's really great that throughout the roleplay I was stating my performance indicators. So like I was like, the next thing I want to talk about is blah blah, and that's the performance indicator. So just that's like kind of checkpoints, or like think of it as like a chapter of a book. So you can just kind of clock or tune the judge back into what you're saying. Additionally, I used the DECA acronym, which is describe, explain, connect, and above and beyond, to make sure that my performance indicators had a proper, consistent layout so it was as easily understandable for the judge and I could get my points across in an effective manner. I also think that my graphs and charts were really good, especially this pie chart here, because when judges see a visual representation that they can look at, they pay attention again. I think it's super important because DECA is all about getting the judge to pay attention so they actually are able to listen and understand your content. It's kind of similar to how the business world is, but since judges listen to over 100 role plays every day, maybe even more at the state's competitions, it's really important that you have their attention, one, and they remember you, two, so that you can get the best possible score and placed as like the best you can at the state competition. Now, some things I think I could have done better. Throughout the middle of the role play, I was stuttering a lot, and then that caused me to look to the sides. And I took like some pauses. Like I didn't pause for a very long time, but for like 3 to 5 seconds, so where I was just thinking. It's not really good to do that. You want to keep saying things, even if it's not perfect, because if you pause, the judge focuses on that pause and remembers that for what you're saying in the future. So you need to make sure that they're focusing on the content, not your pauses. And like I said, get like perfection out of your brain, because this is a 10-minute it's very close to an impromptu kind of speaking to a judge. So just they know nothing's going to be perfect, so it's really important that you need to know that nothing's going to be perfect, so you get that pressure out of your mind and you can perform well without being worried about small things like a small pause or anything else. And if you pause, it's really important to just keep going and don't acknowledge it, because if you acknowledge it, like I said, the judge will acknowledge it as well. And if you keep going, chances are they're going to forget about it. And for the best studying without a doubt, go to Prolo AI. It's only $15 for lifetime usage, and you get features like roleplay scoring, roleplay generation, roleplay recording. You get a Prolo GPT bot to give you recommendations. You get an exam section, so many more flashcards, and a new coming creativity resource library with explanations as well. So stay on the lookout for that and go to Prolo AI.